A single photo shook Hollywood. The seemingly perfect man, Sam Heughan, was suddenly suspected of hiding a secret for 3 years. A strange woman, a 3-year-old child holding his hand in the street, and in just a few hours, the world no longer believed in the perfect image. This is the true story behind the photo that turned Sam Heughan's career upside down. A secret, a confession, and a truth that made everyone silent. For years, Sam Heughan had been the perfect model of Hollywood. The charming hero, the elegant gentleman, the actor who never got into a fuss. He was the embodiment of calm kindness and standards. But then one quiet Sunday morning, that perfect shell cracked. A photo appeared online. Unedited, unstaged, just a blurry moment taken in a small European town. In the photo, Sam is walking with a strange woman and a child, a boy of about 3 years old holding his hand as he crosses the street. Within hours, the photo had gone viral. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of them were ablaze with the same question. Who is that child? Some guessed it was a distant relative. Others claimed Sam Heughan had been hiding a child for 3 years. Things spiraled out of control. Sam, who has always been private about his personal life, remained completely silent. No posts, no comments, no media appearances. Even his management team remained absolutely silent. And it was that silence, a carefully calculated silence, that fueled the flames of suspicion even more. Overnight, the hashtag Tarshancha Sam Heughan secret became a global trending topic. The internet detectives began to dissect every detail in the photo, the matching bracelet on Sam's and the woman's wrists, the familiar look on the child's face, and the distant background that resembled the Scottish Highlands. All of this created chaos disguised as curiosity. Part 2, Crisis and Investigation. Then the media got involved. Newspapers were full of headlines. Hollywood's most secretive star suspected of hiding her child for 3 years. The child Sam Heughan never mentioned. The headlines were overwhelming. The comments were wild. Fans were divided into two camps. One side firmly defended him. Sam would never do that. He's a good person. The other side was skeptical. No one stays silent for so long if they have nothing to hide. For the first time, Sam's calm image was challenged. He reportedly cancelled a series of engagements, refused interviews, and retreated to a private villa near Loch Lond. Relatives said he was clearly in shock, unable to believe something so private could be so suddenly exposed. But behind the chaos, there was a deeper story, one that began 3 years ago. At the time, Sam had just finished a grueling film project and announced he was taking a break recharging. No one doubted it. But now audiences are starting to piece together the puzzle. A source close to him said, "People are getting it wrong. Sam is not entirely innocent, but he is not guilty either. He is just protecting something, or someone, that he values more than his fame." Immediately the internet went wild. The woman in the photo was rumored to be an ex of Sam's, a simple artistic woman who stayed out of the limelight. They had met at a charity project in rural Scotland. No one knew for sure, only that they had appeared together a few times since then, but always discreetly, as if deliberately avoiding the camera. And now, with the leaked photo, all the coincidences suddenly became suspicious. Fan forums were digging through old interview videos looking for suspicious signs. One clip resurfaced, in which Sam smiled when asked, "Do you want to be a father?" He replied softly, "Maybe someday, but life has its own way of arranging things." The answer was forgotten at the time, but now it became evidence. As the rumors reached their peak, a reporter released images of what were said to be secret documents related to a 3-year personal agreement between Sam and a woman. It was simply captioned, "3 years, a secret?" Within minutes, the internet exploded. Supporters, doubters, and the press rushed to call Sam's representative office, but the response was still silence. And by this time, everyone understood this was no longer a rumor. This was a real storm capable of sweeping away the perfect image Sam had built throughout his career. The next morning, the name Sam Heughan covered every news bulletin. Every station dissected every statement in his past, looking for hidden clues. The silence now became a burden. Sam understood he could not hide forever. By midday, his media team issued a brief announcement. "Sam Heughan thanks everyone for their concern and asks for respect for his privacy." But privacy is no longer a concept that exists in the age of social media. The more silence, the more the public clamored for answers. Reporters stood outside his Glasgow apartment. Fans begged him to speak up. The whole world were all following the 3-year-old secret. And then that night, Sam broke the silence. Not with a press conference, not on the red carpet, but with a simple Instagram video. No stage lighting, no script. Just him, sitting on the sofa, his eyes tired but steady. "I never thought I would have to explain something so personal to the world," he began, his voice calm but heavy. "But maybe it's time to clarify a few things." The whole social network held its breath. Sam talked about the woman in the photo, someone he had met many years ago during a volunteer project in the Scottish countryside. Not an actress, not a model, just a volunteer teacher. They had shared something sincere, and he wanted to protect that from the camera. Then he paused, took a deep breath. "And the child," he said slowly. "No, he's not my son, but I've known him since birth. His mother went through a tough time, and I chose to help. Gradually, he became a part of my life. I never wanted the world to see him as a topic of discussion." That confession silenced everything. Some people breathed a sigh of relief. The rumors of a secret child were cleared up, but many others were even more curious. Why did his voice tremble when mentioning the child? Why the 3 years of silence? Sam continued. "In this industry, kindness can be easily distorted. I'm not hiding it. I'm just protecting a small family that doesn't want to be dragged into the spotlight." Within minutes, social media reversed course. Hashtags respect Sam and kindness is not scandal trended. Many stars sent their support, including his longtime co-star Catriona Balfe, who wrote, "You always lived with your heart, Sam. Now the whole world can see." Of course, there were still skeptics. Some newspapers said it was just an image-saving trick. But audiences have eyes. The sincerity in his voice, the slight tremor when he mentioned the baby, too real to be staged. A few weeks later, the media storm gradually subsided. People no longer talked about the 3-year secret, but about kindness. Sam turned the scandal into a lesson in kindness. A source close to Sam said that despite avoiding the media, he still quietly helped the woman and her child. Not a single photo, not a single boast. The story ended but left scars. Some contracts were postponed, some projects were put on hold, but Sam still stood firm. When he first appeared after the scandal, at a charity gala, the audience stood up and applauded. Not just because he was a talented actor, but because he was a man who dared to speak the truth. A reporter approached and asked quietly, "Do you regret not speaking up sooner?" Sam smiled, a smile that contained both pain and serenity. "There are stories not to tell the world, but to live with." That sentence closed the interview but opened up an unforgettable echo. Because in a world that is passionate about exposing secrets, Sam Heughan did the opposite, turning scandal into a symbol of kindness. And somewhere in a small Scottish town, the boy who once held his hand when crossing the street will grow up carrying the memory that not all heroes need capes. There are those who choose to protect in silence.